This is from True Off My Chest, and it is titled, I found out my friend's husband is cheating on her, but she still believes his lies. Claire, 30 female, and I, 30 female, have been friends since our freshman year of high school. We met in our science class and bonded over the fact that we both hated science. We both had other friends, but we became each other's best friends. We talked for hours on the phone almost every night. We dressed up as duos for Halloween. We went to college together, roomed together, roommates after college. You get the idea, we were besties. She had a younger brother and I had an older brother, and we became the sister we both never had. Sounds cliche, I know, but we considered ourselves lucky that we had our science class together that year. Her parents were in the middle of a divorce, and I think it helps her to have someone understand and talk to her about it. She met her now husband through a coworker. They started dating 5 years ago and have now been married for 3 years. He was good to her and made her feel loved, and I never had any issues with him. They seemed happy together. Last week, Claire asked if I wanted to grab dinner because she wanted to talk to me about something that had been bothering her. She told me she felt like her husband was having an affair. She wanted me to help her figure out if her husband was cheating on her. Claire said she knows the consequences of accusing him without proof, but she has this gut feeling that she can't shake. We made a plan for me to follow her husband on the night he had to work late. I understand how crazy this sounds now that I'm writing this out, but stick with me. I agreed to her plan, and she said he told her he had to work late Thursday night. I didn't have any concrete plans and was able to do what she needed. Well, I confirmed her suspicions. He left his office and met up with a woman at a hotel bar for about an hour, and then they went upstairs to a room. I assume he was touching her leg at the bar. She was laughing with him and putting her hand on his shoulder. I would be uncomfortable if my boyfriend was at the bar touching another woman like this. I am not married, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it just felt too comfortable. I snapped pictures of his hand on her thigh and of them walking to the elevator to go upstairs, and then I left. I went to my friend's house, and she was beside herself with the evidence. I sent her the pictures so she would have them on her phone. I never heard back from her that evening. I called her the next morning, and my call was declined, rang 2 times, and went to voicemail. I texted her and did not hear anything back. By lunch, I was concerned and called again. Declined, sent to voicemail. I called her office, and she was out of the office today, but I could leave a message. She lives too far from my office to stop by on my lunch break. I heard nothing all afternoon, and I was genuinely concerned for her. We normally talk at least once throughout the day. I went directly to her house after work. Her husband answered the door. She was standing behind him, crying. He said he knew that I had fabricated pictures of him at a hotel and sent them to his wife. He said he was disgusted that I would try to break up their marriage. From behind him, Claire yelled something like she trusted me and couldn't believe that I would try to ruin her marriage, and that his colleague confirmed to her that he was at work until 10 p.m. She didn't understand why I would make fake images of her husband at a bar. He said he always knew that I didn't like him and I was just waiting for an opportunity to get him out of the picture, which is completely untrue. I have never had a problem with him until recently when Claire told me her concerns, and I agreed that he had been acting differently. My best friend believes her husband over the actual proof that I provided at her request. He told me that they wanted me to leave and to never come back. I was in freaking shock. So now I am here, completely heartbroken, asking what I should do. My friend is being cheated on by her husband. His reaction confirms that I am 100% certain of what I saw. I didn't fabricate pictures to try to break up their marriage. My friend asked me to do something, and I did it. She's been my friend for 15 years. She was basically my sister, so I didn't hesitate. Do I try to convince her that her husband is lying? Do I sit back and let this play out? I am heartbroken over losing my friend, but I also feel if she was able to believe her husband so quickly over the evidence I gave her, that maybe there is nothing I can do. Conflicted is the word, I guess. I would appreciate advice because I just don't know where to go from here. My boyfriend told me to back off and just let it play out. He believes Claire's husband is cheating and is as confused as I am by the situation. Holy dooly. Okay. Oof. This is spicy. Like Cinco de Mayo. You know, this reminded me of a story that we read a while back where a bestie actually did try to bust up a marriage and actually did fabricate images. And if that were actually the case, that would suck. Let's assume that it's not. Your bestie asked you to do something. You did it. She didn't believe the evidence. Obviously, he's her kryptonite. Obviously, he's gaslighting the holy shit out of her. And she's either in denial, like knows that it's true, but is afraid of admitting it, or when she confronted him, became afraid at his response. She may be just scared here. If she really doesn't believe you, and maybe he's like hawking everything now, and he's monitoring her communication with you, which is entirely possible because you've threatened his good times, right? But he's not going to stop. We know that much because he gaslit the shit out of her. So my mind immediately went to, what could you do that was irrefutable? There's no way that this could be like fabricated or photoshopped or what the hell ever. What if you did a video call? Caught him with a video call while stuff is going on. Like send a live feed through and be like, look, no bullshit here. This is actually what's happening. If you care about your friend that much. And I guess that's what it comes down to. It sucks that your friend is being gaslit. There are two ways to look at this. You can either feel betrayed, that your friend believes her husband's lies over you as her bestie of 15 years, or you can look at this as a cry for help and as her being in danger. And you can do whatever you can, whatever is within your power to try to pull her out of this situation. And that's where I would go. I'd be like, look, my friend is in trouble here and I've got to help. But I guess there are two different ways to go here. What do you guys think? My immediate thought is that increases the danger that my friend is in, and I feel even more beholden to getting them out of that situation or to helping them get out of that situation. Because if you do nothing, if you just walk away right now, how long is it going to take for her to open her eyes? How long is it going to take for her to get herself out of this situation? And afterward, how pissed off is she going to be at you for not doing more to get her out of this situation? I feel like you've got to step it up here. And maybe that's the wrong move. Maybe that puts her in more danger. I don't know. But I feel like getting some kind of irrefutable evidence here would be my play. The weird part here is that it's not like the friend took it upon themselves to go do this. Her bestie, the wife in this scenario, she said she had the hunch and asked the friend to do it. So her doing a 180 here and now accusing the friend does not make sense unless she's in some kind of danger. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. He's gaslighting her, sure, but I think she's also afraid because she had the hunch. She asked for this to happen. If she hadn't, if OP had just prompted this on her own, I could see her reaction making more sense, but it makes no sense here unless she's playing along for her own safety. And that sucks. Maybe find the woman he's cheating on with the friend. There you go. Find the woman, have her talk to your friend, the wife, and have her confess everything. That may be the one way out of all this.